Hey everybody, my name is Steve Moore and thanks for checking our channel. I am the owner of Run More, which is this beautiful brick and mortar running shop located on Main Street in Westminster, Maryland. Before we get into it, just a quick housekeeping. If you like our channel, we really appreciate it. Give us a like and subscribe. And if you need any gear, check it out down below in the comments. We'll have a link and you can always use promo code RUNMORE, one word, and we'll ship stuff out to you 10% off with free shipping. So got that out of the way, and today we're gonna be talking about the Hoka Challenger 6. I was very excited to shoot because I've logged a lot of miles in the Challenger 5, so I was excited to get the updated version and just get something fresh on the wall. And by the way, I love the new colors. So this is sort of their everyday mid-cushion trail shoe. So there's a lot of things you can do with this shoe because it is sort of that hybrid all-around shoe, but just sort of in the family of shoes, this is right smack in the middle. Some people kind of use this as the Clifton version of the trail shoe. So it kind of has that same feel of an everyday training shoe that has that nice exterior to it that's more trail specific. But what's nice about this shoe is that it's called the ATR for all terrain. We used to call it the ATR for all-terrain rascal because you really could do a little bit of everything in it. And we had people that used it for a variety of reasons. We would have people that would come in and use this shoe as something for work. You know, if you were a nurse or a doctor and you were walking around a hospital, for example, like we have here in our community, you wanted something that would be all day soft, but also had some grip to the bottom of it. So this was a great option for somebody who would use it all day, but still wanted some protection if you were somewhere slippery. We would have people that would use this as a hiking shoe because it was light and it was fun and it had the protection that you can go all day and have a little bit of grip to it. We had people that use this as a road shoe because, again, it has the softness to the outside and in the midsole here that you could use it for just a road shoe. But my personal favorite option for this shoe is that on-road, off-road shoe. There's a lot of people that really don't have a forgiving spouse or a budget or a variety of reasons where they might not have a designated trail shoe. So to have that nice hybrid shoe that you could wear on a rainy day, on a trail day, on a hiking day, or a road day is really nice. I mentioned that I've been doing a lot of miles in my Challengers because I'm getting ready for a race that has a variety of terrain. So there's a part that's on the road, there's a part that's on the Appalachian Trail, there's a part that's on the C&O Canal, and then there's more road. Right now, because of COVID restrictions, I might not have an opportunity to change shoes out where I'd like to. So I think this is the shoe that I'm going to be doing at least a big chunk of my running in because I'm going to be on a variety of terrain. I'm going to have protection across all variety of roads and surfaces I'm going to be on in the Challenger. So this is that perfect all-around shoe for doing a little bit of everything. We'll have people that kind of want to compare this to other shoes from the Hoka family, and it's not quite fair to put this straight up against a Clifton or straight up against something like a Speedgoat. So just a quick couple little things that will separate this shoe from the last season and things that make this shoe a little bit different. So if you were familiar with the last version, the version 5, which is what this guy is, some of the stuff looks really similar. You know, sort of the patterns on the bottom look the same. The tread line looks the same. You would have the ability to have some stuff that's a little more sticky through the forefoot and almost a little more soft and forgiving through the middle of the shoe here. The thing that I really liked on the update, honestly, is the upper. If you had been with the last version, it was very, I don't want to say coarse, but that's the best way I can describe it. And you can, it has a little bit of texture to it, and it's designed ideally so that it wouldn't snag if you were going through the trail. If you hit some thorns, you hit some more gnarly sections, it wouldn't get all ripped up. So they kind of made a little bit of hybrid of that. This almost feels like a mixture of the upper material on this and the upper material on your Clifton. It has a little bit more softness to it. And the reason why it really matters to me is that when I first put on my old last season Challengers, that material was so like restrictive and stiff that I would get that crease, you know, and sometimes you get that crease across your shoe, and I got little bloody blisters on each of my toes, of my small toe, because the fabric just wasn't kind of giving enough when I ran, and that's not an issue with the 6. This is still feels protective. You can hear it still has a little bit of the ricky scratchiness to it, but it is a little more forgiving and it is a little bit more soft. So I like the new upper on this a good bit. The weight hasn't changed too much, and just to put that in comparison across the board with weight, this guy coming in on the men is about 8 ounces, and we're looking at about 7 ounces on the Clifton. So it is about an ounce heavier on the men's and women's across the board if you were looking to compare it to another road shoe that's popular from Hoka. So that's our new Challenger ATR, and just a real quick, because we get this question a lot, and I know I said it's not quite fair to compare it to other shoes in the Hoka lineup, but just because we get asked it a good bit, people will say, what should I use? Should I use a Challenger or should I use something like the Speedgoat? This shoe is the Speedgoat, named after Karl Meltzer, legend in the trail. I know a lot of people think it was named after Jim Brewer's character, the Goat Man on SNL from the late 90s. Not true. Carl Melter, Speedgoat. You can tell just by looking at it, like this is a true trail shoe. And if you know Carl, the type of running that he does, this is a shoe designed for somebody like Carl who's going really long distances, really tough terrain, something that's going to protect him and be on nothing but bad, tough trail, rocky, AT, all that good stuff that you want in a trail shoe. This is that shoe. It weighs an ounce more than the Challenger. It's got taller stack height. It's got a full Vibram outer to it. Sorry, my shoe looks a little scuzzed up, but it is what it is. So it is really designed. If you are just looking for that all-around trail shoe and that's all you're going to be doing is stuff on the trail, that might be a shoe you're looking for. You're going to have great fun in that shoe if you're going to be doing all-day stuff and you really need that support. But if you're looking for that sort of, again, all-around hybrid shoe that you can do a little bit of everything in, then the Challenger might be something that you look for. And then a couple other things that we like on the Challenger, and I was holding up one of the men's colors, which I really like, but it's got a couple good color options to it this year, but it also has some widths. Last season was the first time they did offer 1 or 2 colors in a wide, but now there's going to be a couple more that you can get in a wide, in a standard, and they actually have a full Gore-Tex version of it as well. So if you need something that's a little bit more waterproof, you will have that option as well. And again, for $130 to have a shoe that you can do road, that you can do trail, that you can do long stuff in, you can do a lot of great things in the Challenger ATR. It's a nice shoe to put into your rotation and feel comfortable that you can do virtually anything in. Any questions, feel free to leave it down below. We'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. And again, we really appreciate all the support, and give us a like and subscribe. And if you need some gear, find us down below, give us a link, give us a like. Thank you so much. Have a great day.